Thoughtful Thursday with James, battle tested Clay. Ooh, baby, you better get your mind right, girl. Thoughtful Thursday, yeah. Help me sing it, y'all. Welcome to Thoughtful Thursday. Welcome to Thoughtful Thursday. Welcome to Thoughtful Thursday. Welcome to Thoughtful Thursday. It's time to get your mind right with James Battle Tested Clay. That's right. Welcome to Thoughtful Thursday. 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 Welcome to Thoughtful Thursday with James Battle Tested Clay.
What's happening? It's your boy, your man, your homie, your friend, your neighbor, your restored citizen, James Battle Tested Clay. And y'all know what this is. This is Thoughtful Thursday. So, first of all, I'd like to invite everybody, if this is your first time watching, Thoughtful Thursday is my thoughts based off of what I've learned, what I've experienced, what I've lived through. So it's not the law or anything like that. It's just coming from me, you know, from what God has put down in my spirit. And I would always tell y'all to like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. And make sure that you share this message with other men and women who have been incarcerated, or their family members, or the victims of those who have been through the criminal justice system, so that hopefully something that I say or something that I share that I've done, or an event that we will have, will be able to inspire, help, or encourage someone to move to a better place than that mindset of being having the mind of a prisoner. But y'all know I'm not going to waste a whole lot of time on other things, because, you know, there's no events going on. Nothing's going on this past week. Nothing's going on this week. But the background is different, as y'all notice. Why is that? Because, of course, I am working. I am traveling. I am on my way to Las Vegas. And I love my job. My job gives me the opportunity to do battle tester stuff, just as well as visit my family and do what I need to do to get paid to do that. Deliver and drop off, back and forth, both ways in between of what I need to do. Give a shout out to my man, Chris Walser. Great guy, great man. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for being a man of your word and a man of integrity, and I appreciate that. But we're going to get right into it. We've been studying The Rhythm of Life, the book by Matthew Kelly. This book, I got this book right here in 2012. 2012, while I was incarcerated at Chillicothe Correctional Institution. I was in A1 dorm, bunk 237 top. So yes, I was on the top bunk for a while, but it was a two-man cell. It was a pretty decent cell. But I don't want to get into all that right now. I just want to get into step number 3, or the third dream. It's not a step, it's a dream. And what I do want to tell you guys is that you can't put one before the other. And the way that Matthew Kelly wrote them out is that step one has to be say me and these steps, man. I got to get away from that, because you can have 3 before you have 1. But it works out better if you accomplish the first dream, then accomplish the second dream, then accomplish the third dream. And we're on the third dream this week. Remember, the first dream is that let me read them back to you. I have a dream for you that you have complete control over your mental and physical faculties, and that you are slave neither to food, drink, or any other substance. So that's one, is getting yourself under control from all of those things that control us, to make us a slave, to make us do things that we wouldn't normally do. So we overcome those things that's what I did first. What did you have to overcome, James? I had to overcome. Uh, I was a slave to pop. I was a slave to McDonald's. And I was a slave to. So everybody knows I've never drank. I've never taken a drug. I've never smoked weed. I've never. The drugs that I've taken are pharmaceutical, and you can say that those were illegal drugs too, in a sense that the way that they were manufactured and the things that they do to us. But that's another whole thing. But I can't even take those drugs, you guys. I mean, they've given to me after surgeries or whatever, and I think I take them for a day or two, and then I have to quit. My body rejects those things. So I've never really been a slave to any of those things. So this first dream was pretty easy for me. So I dream that you will be free, that I will have the freedom in the truest sense of the word, the strength in the character to do what is right in each situation. So the true freedom to me is the freedom to choose. And I had to learn to stop saying can't, because every time I use the word can't, or every time you use the word I can't do this or I can't do that, you're giving your power away. You're giving your freedom away. One of the greatest gifts that every human being has is the freedom to choose. Most of us don't want to deal with the consequences of those choices, but you still have the freedom to choose. That is freedom in the truest sense of the word. Being able to know who you are and being able to make a choice, and it doesn't matter what other people feel or think about that choice, because you have to live with it. And on the prayer, it says the strength of character to do the right thing in whatever situation I find myself in. So not to take on any task, and I always use the word responsible or responsibility. And if you flip the word responsibility around, it's the ability to respond. And I would never take on a task that I know that I don't have the ability to respond to. And so I'm not going to lie to myself. I know if my character is built and able to take care of that. And guess what? If I'm under the influence of food, drink, alcohol, or any other substance, I can't perform the task at hand, then neither am I free, because those substances, that food and stuff, takes my choice away. They make me choose versus me having the freedom to choose. So that's what that is all about. And that's the main point that takes us to the other one. Last week we read, I have a dream for you that you are able to discern the people, activities, and possessions that are most important to you. Now that I'm free of all those faculties, now that I have a clear head, I can start deciding what people, what places, and what things are best for me. Because you can best and believe for sure, if I'm hanging out with you, there's a potential in you, and God has something in store for you. And I can learn from you, and you can learn from me. I don't hang out with a whole bunch of negativity. If I'm hanging out with you and you negative, that's because God have been commanded and demanded by the Most High to tell me that this person has something, so I don't want you to give up on them yet. Because trust me, I don't do negative energy. I don't do negative people. I don't do negative places. I don't do any of that stuff. I always try to make sure that I keep myself in positive and the right standing wherever I'm at. That I carry myself with the first standard, the first dream. I'm not nowhere drunk. I'm not nowhere high. I'm not nowhere being a glutton. And I can choose. I can have a sound mind to make a good choice. So then when I can make a good choice, I decide what people, places, and things that are going to be best for me. Because I like win-win. What's that mean, James? Win-win means that whenever I make a decision, everybody wins. I win, the person I'm serving wins, and the organization wins. Nobody feels the pinch of a loss when a choice that is made that I'm trying to make. So the only people who are losing is the people who just don't like me anyway. So, but I don't, there again, like I told you, I don't focus on those type of people. So here we are, and it says that I am able to give each of their time and their proper priority. What's an example, James? I call my mom almost every day. I would say there's probably, out of 365 days, there might be 15 of them that I don't talk to my mom on the phone. That's a priority for me. I made a priority, and she'll tell you that when I was inside, I said, Mom, when I get out, I'm going to help take care of you. I don't know how I was going to do it, but I made that priority. And to this day, I still try to find a way to take care of my mom and my dad. I made a priority to look out for my kids. Although my kids are grown, I always want to be able to have access to that. That's a priority. You know, and that's what I said, people, places, and things. I want to make sure places is being at my job. Doing what I say I'm going to do on my job. Doing what I say I'm going to do for any organization or church that I'm a part of. If I need to have the ability to be able to respond. That's all responsibility is. So moving on to the third one, which is where we're at now. The third dream is I have a dream for you and for me that I have the courage. What's courage, James? I'm scared, but I'm going anyway. I don't know what the end result is, but I'm going anyway. Determination. I am determination, the firmness, and the persistence to perform the task that I choose to perform, that you choose to perform, and decide to and resolve to perform it. That you perform them in a commitment to excellence and attention to detail. If you decide that you're going to do something, do it to the best of your ability. This is for all the procrastinators. This is for all of the people who do to take shortcuts. And I'm talking to myself because I did all those things. If you say you're going to do something, do that. Be a man and a woman of your word. But you can't do that, back to dream one, if you are under the influence of drugs, alcohol, substance, food. You can't do that if you don't have the freedom and the right mind to choose. You can't perform a task right. You can't perform it with excellence if your mind ain't right. You can't perform that task on dream three. On number two ain't incorrect line. I don't have my priorities together. You ever see people that just got way too much stuff going on? I mean, for real. I mean, you got more irons in the fire than you can ever imagine. And you keep telling everybody yes, and therefore all of the things that you got your hands into are jacked up. James, what does this have to do with being in prison? I'm proud to tell you, when we get out of prison, our mind is going 1,000 miles an hour. And y'all know what I'm talking about. The first 72 hours is crucial. And first of all, if I ain't got the first dream down, drugs, alcohol, sex, all of those things are going to be calling me as soon as I get out. We run to men and women. We run to those faculties that we're a slave to. We want to run back to the drug house. We want to run back to the liquor store. We want to run back to that man or that woman that is an easy fix for whatever sexual drive that I'm having. Because we ain't had it in all the time. You ever see people that don't smoke for 20 years or 10 years or 15, and they go right back and pick up a cigarette? That blows my mind. That because they're still, that slave has kind of got them held down. Yeah, you might not like what I'm saying, but I'm telling you the truth. These things hold you back from being the best version of yourself. So you need to be free from those things. So then you can have a clear mind to make a choice. So when you walk out that gate, when you walk out that courtroom or walk out of that jail, you need to have that part taken care of. That's the beauty of being inside. Oh yeah, there. Some people don't get arrested; they get rescued. You get a chance to get cleaned up, the chance to get sober, to get that junk out of your system. Why would you come back into the street and do it again? And then you make bad choices again. You're screwing your life up again. You don't have the freedom to choose, and you be like, I can't do it, I can't. No, you choose not to do it. When you say I can't, that means you give up your power. Say it with me again. When you say I can't, you give up your power. You give up your power to choose, and you always have that right. You have that right, but if you don't have it, if you give it away, and if you let the substances take it over. So here you are, you're getting out the substance abuse. Okay, so say you make it past the substance. You make it past the food. You make it past the drink. Now you got to do the worst thing. You got to be able to put in priority the people, places, and things. Here's the next challenge. Eat your mom, your dad, your homies, your old people. Even the jobs you choose can send you right back. They can make you fall back into that mess. Somebody on that job, if that job don't want the job. You do not have to take a job that really don't want you there. Don't let a job treat you like you're less than. Don't do it. Don't take it. I've been rejected by jobs, and I made it to interview 1 and interview 2, and on the third interview, and they will call you on the phone. They didn't even want you to come back in the office. We had to let you know that we're not going to be hiring you because, listen, guess what I told them? That's cool. Why would I want to work for somebody like you when you don't want me? Because that's a relationship too, y'all. Your job is a relationship. Don't let your job treat you like you some second-class citizen, because you're not. People will treat you, jobs will treat you the way you allow them to treat you. That's what comes back to that first one. I got the freedom to choose, and I ain't got to work. I ain't got to punch nobody's clock if they're going to treat me like I'm a less than a citizen, because I am. I can work just as hard as Joe and just as hard as Sally over there on the other side of the room. So I put my life in priority, and sometimes the girlfriend got to wait. The boyfriend got to wait. We run and jump into these relationships, and now we feel like we obligated to that when we really need to be. The priorities jacked up. Got to put that stuff on hold. I had it in my mind. The first person I was going to take care of when I got home was me. Me. Then what was my next priority? My kids. Now, my kids was grown. They still needed a relationship, and I made sure I made the connection. I made sure I said I was sorry. I made sure that we had the conversation about the mistakes that I made in order to repair those relationships. I didn't come out trying to be dad and trying to tell everybody what to do. There was a time that one of my kids says, okay, Dad, it's time for you to be dad. We need you to be dad again, because I felt like I lost that right. They was all grown, and I couldn't be telling them what to do. Like I just stepped back on the block like I didn't miss a beat. When I missed them for 9 years and I wasn't there and they had to figure it out on their own. But I earned their respect back. That's part of that dream number 2. People, places, and things, right priority, right position. I did that. And now the task has come at hand. I got that in order. I got my kids in order. Then I said I'm going to take care of my parents, and I did that. Then I said, guess what? My purpose and mission was to create a community. This came in my heart in prison. Create a community for men and women, because when we get out, we're isolated. Number 2, change the narrative. You know as well as anybody else knows that you did 9 years in prison, James, and you met over 800 something men, and you realized that those men were good men. But no one ever hears their story because everybody's reading the rap sheet. The rap sheet don't say who we are. So community narrative. Now I just made it to step 3. I said I will do with courage. I will step into this task with courage, determination, resilience, and I will not back down. That I'm going to create a community, and this is what I've done. But I couldn't have done it if I'd have had these other things out of whack. And don't trust me that they've challenged me. I'm going to be writing them down in my book. I've had people, places, and things. That step 2 was hard, putting things in the right perspective and the right priority. There were people who told me, James, you don't need to be doing this. You need to just focus on getting a job. And I'm like, I got to do what God has told me to do. You got to do what your purpose is. And that's what this whole book is about, living every day with passion and purpose. But you can't do that. This book is on page 31. You can't live out your purpose and passion with passion if you don't have certain things in place. Number 3, let me read it again. Because listen, this book is amazing. This book helped set me on the right track, and I'm glad I'm going through it again. Let me finish. Let me end it with this. I have a dream for you, that you have the courage, determination, firmness, stand your ground, persistence, never give up, to perform the task that you choose, decide, and resolve to perform. You choose. Don't let anybody else tell you what to do. You choose. They can give you good guidance, but you choose. They can give you good guidance, but you decide. They can give you good advice, but you have the resolve to perform that thing, finish that thing, start that thing and finish it. Don't quit. Don't procrastinate. And it says that you perform them with a commitment to excellence and attention to detail. Do that thing right. Put it together. Write it down. Make it plain. Look at it. Flip it. Spin it. Do what you have been called to do. Do that thing in your heart. If God told you to write a book, write a book. If you were told to work with kids, work with kids. If you were told to help the elderly, help the elderly. If you were told to sweep the floor every day and do the laundry and wash the dishes for somebody, sweep the floor, do the laundry, and wash the dishes for somebody. If you were told to give somebody a ride every day, give them a ride. If you were told to give that man on the corner something to eat, give him something to eat. Don't judge another person. See, now I'm getting into Romans 14, because Romans 14, because I'm not doing it like you and you ain't doing it like me, then we judge one another. No, let every person be convinced in their own mind. Romans chapter 14. Choose with courage, determination, firmness, persistent to do that thing that you were purposed to do. Get your mind right, your head right, your faculties right, your priorities in place, and choose to do that thing you were supposed to do. Now next week we're going to go to dream number 4. Dream number 4. Listen, go to my website, www.battletestedforever.org. I'm asking you, please donate, please subscribe, buy some. If you just don't want to get somebody, get some merchandise off there, order something. Every bit of money goes back to filling those battle-tested bags. If you don't know what a battle-tested bag is, it's a customized bag. That's a bag. That's a battle-tested bag right there. What do we do with that bag? Inside that bag. Now, some of y'all want the bag and y'all don't want. Okay, let me tell you like this. If you're a returning citizen and you are indigent and you don't have anything, listen to me, y'all. There's people out there that don't have anything. That bag is free. Somebody donated some money so that you can have 3 sets of clothes new, three sets of underclothes new, socks new, shoes new, hygiene new, towels new, not used, new. Because if a new person's coming out, we starting out with a new life. How does it feel to get to use? Now, I don't think we ain't grateful for the used, but I'm trying to set a precedent. I'm trying to set a standard that if I start out new, then I'm new. I'm a new creature. Old things have passed away and all things have come new. But some people don't need the contents in the bag. You're not indigent. This bag, I talked to a beautiful young lady today, and she said there's people who just want the bag. You can buy the bag. The bag is $45. You can buy that bag because that bag is dope. It's a great gym bag. You can carry all your stuff. You can put your whole house in that bag. But those who are indigent and those who are trying to get on their feet, that bag is free. The clothes in it are free. It don't cost you nothing. Don't cost you nothing. And guess what? You don't owe nothing. If you take the bag and walk away and we never see you again, we never see you again. We not hunt you down, but I would wish and hope that we could create community with you. It's not easy getting out of prison. It's not easy getting back on your feet. Some of the things that I'm saying, it's not easy. It's not easy getting out and you've been clean and free and you go back to drinking. I've never drank, so I don't know. Go back to smoking. I've never smoked. I don't know. I've never taken a drug. I don't know. But I do know that old patterns and old ways do draw us back in. You've had an opportunity to get away from them, but you know what says you're away from them for so long, however long you was incarcerated or in jail, and then when you come back to it, you recognize the cigarette tastes nasty at first, but then you get used to it again. The liquor tastes nasty. The people are toxic. You realize, like, man, these people were toxic. The same people who's grinning at you, most of them wasn't even trying to visit you. I'm stepping on toes now. Y'all want to step back to the same people. They didn't write you. They didn't come see you. They didn't put no money on your books. They didn't look out for your mama. They didn't look out for your kids. They did try to get with your wife or your husband while you was gone. They did filling in the spot. Yeah, I'm on my soapbox right now. Yeah. Listen, everything I'm saying is real. Get your life together. Get your life together. You're the last line of defense to get your life, the rhythm of your life, so that you can become the best version of yourself, living out your purpose with passion. Man, I can't tell it. No. People like when I tell little things about stuff in prison. I'm gonna tell you now. I'm gonna tell you about this something that I saw. I saw a dude create a lighter, and I'm in it. he took the guts out of the dental floss, the little wheel and all, and he took a battery. One battery this way, one battery, he flipped them upside down, he snapped open a razor. He took the two razor blades and he touched the razors from that battery. He had one end touched the battery and he touched them like that. And that bad boy lit up and he lit a cigarette, excuse me. Yeah, I was shocked. But listen, I'm James Battle Tested Clay, and remember, the battle test isn't about winning or losing. It's about learning and growing from it. And I just promise you this. Oh, let me say this before I go. I'm sorry, I thought I was done. Down here in Missouri, which is right across the way over there, is Arkansas. And I met Keisha Phillips, who is a survivor of sex trafficking and drugs and alcohol, and she is now a woman of God. And I met with her tonight down here in Arkansas, and it is a place where God is going to allow us to do some work down here, battle tested, and hopefully we can work with them, and they can come, and she can come to Ohio and share with us some of the things that we may not understand about trafficking and her life story and her experiences. I'm grateful. And I don't know if you remember when I went to New Orleans with All In Community, Reba Collins and Jamie Nathan. I met this young lady down there, and I met a lot of great connections down there. Anthony Cooper's another one up in Wisconsin. We're going to talk about him later. He's got some great ideas too. But today, on my way to Vegas, I was able to stop, meet with Miss Keisha Phillips, and just discuss life, discuss our experiences, discuss what we're doing, and for our brothers and sisters who have been incarcerated and those who've been through the same battles or similar battles that we've been through. So Keisha, shout out to you and your people and what you do, and the goodwill that Keisha works for the Goodwill, and they help men and women get prepared for jobs, like job readiness. I try to ask her to be on the Thoughtful Thursday. Maybe I can get her on what's happening in reentry. I'm going to start doing what's happening in reentry maybe once or twice a month. I don't want to do it every week like Thoughtful Thursday. I don't have the time to be able to do that right now. Remember, I got to put everything in proper priority. But Keisha, I'm going to ask you to do a show with me, so you can share what you do with others in Ohio, and whoever else is watching this in California and in Florida and in Virginia. Yep, we got a national audience. So I am grateful. Again, now I'm going to say, I'm James Battle Tested Clay, and the battle test isn't about winning or losing. It's about learning and growing from it. When you go through it, go through it. Don't go around it. Don't shortcut it. Don't go over top. Don't go underneath. Go through it and come out on the other side battle tested. I'm your man, James Battle Tested Clay. Peace.